Hey guys, welcome to episode 50 of Aravaipa Trail Talk. I'm Jam.
I'm Jobs.
We're back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm barely in the frame over here, but yeah, we got it going on. We're back from the summer. I did a show last week on Instagram Live. That's the only place you've been able to see it so far because we were a little busy this weekend. I haven't gotten that up on the internets yet, but we are coming at you from Aravaipa's headquarters here in Phoenix, Arizona, and we're gonna talk about some stuff today.
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Do you want to talk about these first? We're gonna wear these for the show. We just got these and we're excited about them. Tell us about these.
Okay, so these are an exclusive hotness from goodr. Javelina 100 was so very lucky to partner with their outrageously hilarious team, and they designed just the best glasses for Javelina 100. We put these up online today and they sold out, but that does not mean that we're totally out of them. We are going to sell these at the expo at Javelina, so please come and check these out because they are the hotness. You ready?
That's right. Definitely stoked on these.
What?
All right, we're looking good.
I look good.
What do you guys think? You guys like these? So yeah, we had 100 pairs go up today on our website.
Yeah.
And I think they were gone within 3 hours. So
madness.
Those of you who did order them, it's not even a pre-order because we have them here.
Yeah.
And they're shipping out tomorrow. So you guys will have these. We are gonna have an additional, a lot more than 100 will be available at the expo, but still limited quantities. So if you guys are coming to the Javelina 100, you'll be able to get your hands or your faces on these. And we hope you enjoy them. We're pretty stoked on them. If you guys haven't tuned into this show before, it's gonna be part discussion, part Q&A. So if you're watching on Instagram right now, which you guys are, please type your comments. We're gonna pull that in towards the end of the show. The show's gonna be about 25 minutes long. Let's get right into it. I wanna talk to you about something this summer. You went to UTMB.
Yes, I did.
And I wanna know what your experience was. You had a unique perspective because you were on the media train. You were photographing the race, and you got all the VIP experience. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was super rad because one, it's my first experience, like even going abroad. I'd never actually gone anywhere, so I've never been to Europe.
Out of the U.S.?
Never. Well, I've been out of the U.S. Like I've been to like Mexico and Canada and all the jazz, right? But not out of like the North American bit. So flew over the pond, right, as they say, and landed in France. Well, landed in Switzerland, but landed in France. And that was so rad. One, because, I mean, UTMB is, like, that was just kind of the mecca. And I had never seen an organization run like that. And it was just kind of an over-the-top, I was a kid in the candy store. Like, my mouth was just agape the entire time that I was there because I was impressed by everything. So, I don't know, like, if that's everybody's first experience. It might be, but for me, it definitely was.
At UTMB?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a bit overwhelming.
I mean, it is. It's kind of like sensory overload because everything is just like, it's just up a next level.
Especially coming from the US, I feel like the scenes are very different.
Yeah.
And the UTMB kind of model, I think, is what it's kind of been exported around the world more so than I'd say the US model, which I think came first.
Yeah.
You see like, just, thousands and thousands of people, all the gear. I was talking last week about running the 57K out there and just like pulls in my face as I'm trying to run. So it's definitely different. The hype is just over the top.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like you take the New York Marathon, right? And you plant it on trails in the middle of the mountain. Like it's back to back to back back runners. Even like, I think it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. It was like mile 50, 60 something. And it's still just like a train of runners, like never ending. It was just unbelievable how close they were the entire race. And just thousands of people. And then I mean, you know, it's truly international because, you know, you pick out 20 people and none of them are from the same country, which is really pretty spectacular. And as like going from a media perspective, you know, they took care of everything. You know, I got my media pass. They scheduled like all of my stops and all of my hikes and all of my napping time. It was adorable.
Napping time.
It was. I was like, you know, they were like, and you will get 4 hours of nap. I was like, oh, you guys. So it was fun. It was just an incredible experience. So I was very, very excited to go.
Will people be able to see any of these moments you captured at some point?
Yeah, at some point.
A little busy.
Well, no, so Javelina. But I've downloaded probably about 10,000 photos and, you know, 10,000 photos. And we, you know,
10,000
I can't even choose the best ones. So, well, I'll figure it out. I'll throw them up there sometime.
And so that parlayed right into, we're getting right back at it. We just had the Mogollon Monster this weekend. Yeah. And you were out doing photos at that one as well.
I
did.
Just
got those up online. They look incredible.
Oh man, that was a blasty blast. It was gorgeous out there. Really
Tell us about that moon. I feel like those are some of my favorite photos. There's like,
I mean, they're some of my favorite photos. So like if you guys go to, I think I just posted them on my Instagram at Happy Jubilee. There was this moment where we were expecting the full moon, but I didn't think it was going to come out because there was so much cloud cover and there was a storm that night. And it just turned out like right on the Myrtle Trail, there was this like split in the trail, and I looked up and the moon was rising right in the middle of it as the runners were cresting over the trail. And it was a kind of a luck of the time.
Yeah, it was like just kind of a spooky forest.
It was this like it was behind the clouds, so it was really kind of this diffused light, and it was this, you know, spooky moment. Mogollon Monster was a cool capture for sure.
That's awesome. Checking back in from last week, if you guys tuned in to the show, I was talking about this secret 100-mile race that I just signed up for, and I guess I'm going to announce it.
Tell me about it.
I was going to announce it on the show this week. Okay. So, I don't know. I didn't run a 100-mile race last year. Granted, I did do Tahoe 200.
I mean, you had some things going on.
But I think it was the first year that I didn't complete a true 100-mile run since I started running ultras, or since I first ran one in 2007. And this year has been flat as well. I was supposed to run Hard Rock. That was canceled. Supposed to do Tour de Jaunt. Didn't do that. So it's really kind of feeling like this year's kind of fallen flat for me. And I saw, I think, a tweet from Gary Robbins, and it said something like, couple spots left in the inaugural Whistler Alpine Meadows 100-mile. Nice. And I was just like, I can't turn that down. I gotta be there. I gotta do it. My training, I did 50 miles this last week, including an epic full ankle roll. But the 6 weeks prior to that, I was averaging 18 miles a week. Okay. So we're really going into this one pretty much off the couch. And yeah, a lot of weeks were about 7 miles a week. So
okay. I mean, I kind of feel that like you've done that before though. Even like the Tahoe 200 a bit, right?
Wasn't a lot, yeah. So I think it could be good because I think if you approach it knowing you're not trained, you take it very cautiously most of the way.
Like at the same time, you still came back from UTMB. You did the OCC there, and you had a good
couple good weeks.
Yeah.
So we're gonna parlay that into this. They're talking about probably. I think it was snowing today in Whistler. So
okay. So, you bundle a bit.
We got to carry an emergency bivy sack. That's all, part of the required gear. So it's going to be an adventure. Yeah, I'm going to be filming it. So look for that next week and stay tuned for more on that one.
Awesome.
I want to hear a little bit more about the Javelina 100. We talked about the glasses. They're in and they're here. Yes. What else can runners expect this year? Can you give away anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
well, that was a fun segment.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's a party, and I've been kind of like, you've seen me here, and I've been kind of deep diving into the planning and all of the devil is in the details, right? And so I came back from UTMB super inspired because just, some of the things that they do, it's just something really to aspire to. So definitely, I just want to continue to make Javelina a gold standard, like in ultra party running.
I'm excited. I need to get my costume planned. I'm always terrible at that, but I'm going to try and come through this year.
Well, if you want some advice on costumes, I've got 20 of them. So, you know, pick and choose.
How many are you doing this year yourself?
So me, personally, I have a plan of doing 15. If
15 costumes?
If it works out, it's a change every 2 hours.
Okay.
So every time you come back from a loop, you won't know me, or you will.
Well, and that's interesting because it'll take people more than 2 hours per loop, so they'll won't even be able to see all of your costumes.
I know.
When they're running the race.
It's a toss-up. It's great.
Interesting. We got a couple things coming up. Not only Javelina, I want to touch base because this is Aravaipa Trail Talk. There's been a couple copycat trail talks since we started this show. Just want to point that out.
Oh, really?
All right, well, let's not get into the drama. Okay. But we got to talk about some Aravaipa stuff. Coming up in 2 weeks, we've got the hangover events. We've got a mountain bike race on Friday. Trail run, night run. They're both night run, night events. On Saturday.
Okay.
And that one started as a Javelina training run. So it really, once that event gets around, it's like, all right, we're gearing up. It's fall. It's starting to cool off here in Phoenix. And we're in the same park as Javelina 100. It's the old staging grounds. So it's a good time. If you guys are looking for something to do at the end of the month, come check it out. The week after that, we're back up in Flagstaff, the Flagstaff Sky Peaks. This is an event that it morphs every year a little bit, and it's gonna become something great one day. No, I think it's really something great.
I think it was great last year. Last year it was incredible because we switched up the course a little bit, we switched up the distances a little bit.
So cool. We've got a single loop around the San Francisco peaks now, a 50 miler, and this is one of my top races that Aravaipa puts on that I want to do personally. I don't know when I will be able to do it, but I'm pumped.
We should do it together.
Maybe next year.
Sure.
Okay. You heard it here first. And we've got some other, I know this is the Aravaipa running channel, but we are launching some more mountain bike events. We're looking to do a couple more this fall. Daytime events, super pumped on them. We actually have one of them open for registration now. It's in December 8th. We're gonna have a 100-mile at McDowell Mountain Regional Park. If that piques your interest, check it out. Frenzy Hills at Aravaipa Rides. Also, we've got an exciting 50-miler in the works in the Mesa area, Goldfield Mountains, Hawes. Hopefully wrapping up the permits on that this week. The other thing we want to touch on before Q&A is some ultra news. So I've got 2 things this week that I thought were newsworthy that I want to discuss.
Okay.
The first being Tony Russ running from his home in New Mexico 400 miles to the start line of Mogollon Monster,
and then
kicking his feet up for 2 days, and then running the race. What did you think when you saw Tony at mile 15 leading the race by 5 minutes?
Well, I mean, that was the whole thing, right? So he had run 380, 390 and change, right? And then I'm waiting at the bottom, like kind of midway down Turkey Springs, and he comes like light as a feather, just da 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 da, running down like.
You would not,
easy breezy.
Would not have known he ran that far.
At least by 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, totally.
It was incredible. And like every time I saw him on course, I was probably, I spent, all day and all night out on course, and I saw him multiple times, and he had a smile. Even coming up Myrtle Springs, like right at sunset, like he was smiling. And I know that he was probably not feeling the greatest, but it was just the coolest.
Well, he had an epic blow up, which, he went for it.
He went for it.
But I think he was sleeping on a cot for a few hours. Well, he went down on a cot.
He went down at Houston Brothers for a few hours, and he was like, I got some time. Yeah. So he took advantage of it.
But he got it done.
Yeah, he wasn't racing really necessarily, but he just wanted
truly having fun.
Wanted to do
running
it.
With joy.
That's so awesome. Cool. Yeah, it was cool.
And then the other thing I saw that popped up this weekend is the Curse of the Pirates, I'm calling it. So the Pima Pirates, it's this really awesome crew out of Tucson. Yeah. Pima County is their county, and so they're the pirate crew. And I think they had a flag at Javelina last year that said something like mayhem and I don't know what.
Sure.
It's a Jordan Camastro move, I'm pretty sure. But I think they had 8 people running 100 milers this weekend between Mogollon and the Run Rabbit Run 100.
They did.
I think like 6 of them dropped out of 8 or something like that. They had a bunch of blow-ups, so I don't know. There might be a pirate curse out there.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, I saw them pretty represented throughout the whole. Yeah.
I mean, Erin Dial was absolutely tearing it up.
Crushed it.
And she was leading by a large margin. Ended up falling back to second, but had a strong finish. Very cool to see.
Yeah.
And I was chatting with her out there. She's going to be our DJ for Javelina 100. So she gets the vinyl records out.
Yeah.
Spins them around.
I don't know if you guys saw anything from the Jackrabbit Jubilee, but she came out and she spun old school vinyls. Picked out all of the music, and it was just spectacular. She rolled all night long, spinning, and I want to bring that to Javelina. So she's going to be at Jackass for the party. So expect. Oh,
she's going out to Jackass.
Oh yeah.
Or is she going to be at the main, or no? Is that someone else?
We have 2 other DJs.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do some questions now. If you guys are tuning in here on Instagram, we're going to take your questions now. So I'm going to scroll through real quick. Where the heck have you guys been?
Listen, I
miss the podcast.
I went to go get coffee and I came back a year later. I don't know
1 year
what
later.
happened. I don't know. Okay.
Long nap. We got Mad Maxfield. Dang, I know that guy from Silver City. I think that's about where he ran from.
He did actually. That was
Dude was totally jamming out to music when he passed me. Yeah, out loud too. I think it was some sort of a reggae thing.
He's got a reggae vibe, and he's just
out there.
It was, and like he kind of like internalized that vibe.
Pima Pilates says, Jam, you started the curse last year.
Uh-oh.
Did I?
Did you do that?
I can't remember what I did.
Come on, Jam.
TJ82, I missed your announcement last week. Are these chats going to hit the podcast? Great idea. We definitely need to make that happen. I've got to get these edited and up onto YouTube first, but then we will also put them on the podcast. I'm not sure if they'll live on Steep Life Media or Aravaipa Trail Talk, the old one. We'll have to see. We might put them on Steep Life Media from now on. Why not? Okay. Sandra Steven, when are you bringing back Trail Currents? We were just talking about this. We might do an UTMB deep dive, possibly.
We can.
Pima Pilates, any chance you're going to open a new wave for Javelina 100 or at least open one spot? Join the wait list. We can probably get you in.
Totally.
Whoever you really are. Sorry, when should I expect feeling in my big toes to come back after MOG 105K? Mm-hmm. Give it a week, at least.
Yeah.
Myra, I'm so glad I get to skip school for Javelina. Yes!
It's the best excuse ever.
So glad to provide this opportunity for you.
This is great. I support you.
Okay, we've got one here. Ever consider doing any races on the East Coast, North Carolina or VA Mountain specifically? If someone over there wants to contact us and be part of our East Coast crew, apply. You can message me on Instagram, DM me. We got Jay Zeller. Thanks, Jubilee. Saw the pics on the website. Great shots as usual. Will you guys both be at Sky Peaks?
Yes.
What's your role?
I'm going to photograph the race. Come on now.
Yes, I will be there as well. I'll be there all weekend. Probably be doing a combination of helping assist Noah, who's directing that one this year, and then probably doing video / content, because that's what I love to do. And just giving lots of high fives and filling people's water bottles.
I can also photograph and high five. It's a talent.
We got Slow Twitch Niche. Thanks for a great Mogollon. Made a great first 100.
Cool.
It's awesome.
Man, first 100.
I think it really is. I mean, you don't
gnarly.
always want to do just the easy ones for 100. I tell people that. I think do what you enjoy. Do what you want to do. I like to run far. You guys have an easy East Coast crew. I'm moving to South Carolina soon. I've been looking for some trail races. We don't yet have an East Coast division, but if you're interested in applying for that, message me. We appreciate you guys tuning in to Trail Talk. I am committed to making this happen every week. It might just be me. You might be stuck with just me on this show. We might be lucky enough to have Happy Jubilee over here or one of our other amazing staff members.
Totes.
So we just want to kind of keep you guys in the loop on what's going on with Aravaipa and hope to expand the show, and we'll have more coming up soon.
Exciting things.
So I think that's about it. Any other wrapping up thoughts?
I mean, that's it. I'm
Good
glad
to be
back, man.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Hopefully you have a great weekend. Stay tuned for, I guess, next week I'll be wrapping up, giving you some thoughts on the Wham 100, and hopefully show off a new belt buckle.
Sweet.
That's all we got this week. See you guys later.